I've lost over 55 pounds. I used to feel tired, bloated, and my weight was always stuck on the scale. In this video, I am sharing 15 gut health tips that helped me lose weight and feel good again. Some of them may be a little controversial, but we're gonna talk about it because if your gut isn't healthy, your metabolism doesn't stand a chance. The first one is something I have just started doing over the last couple weeks, and I have noticed a huge difference, especially in how I feel. Starting off your morning with bone broth is the perfect way to start your day. Not only are you getting high protein, so your energy levels are going to be stabilized throughout the day and your mood is going to be much more balanced throughout the day. But bone broth is rich in gelatin, collagen, and amino acids, so that's going to help repair and maintain your gut lining. It's also just easy to digest. You want to start your morning off with something that is easy to digest, something that is going to provide minerals to your gut. It is the perfect, gentle, hydrating, high-protein way to start off the day. Sometimes when I want to switch it up, I will do kefir instead of bone broth because kefir is very rich in probiotics, so it's a perfect way to start off your day. It also has a good amount of protein in there. So again, you want to start your day off with that high protein meal. Kefir is packed with probiotics that are going to help balance the gut bacteria and help with nutrient absorption throughout the day. I will say just be mindful for which kefir and which bone broth you are buying. You want to look at the ingredients, make sure you're getting something that has minimal ingredients with no BS added, especially when it comes to kefir because a lot of them have a lot of added sugar and a lot of just artificial flavors. So you want to get one that is either plain and you can add your own flavoring. That's my preferred method, honestly, because I don't want no artificial flavors or even natural flavors. I try to limit natural flavors as well. So you can just add a little splash of vanilla, put a little honey in there, and you have kefir that you have flavored yourself and you can control the ingredient. The next one is making sure that you're eating polyphenol-rich foods. Y'all, I have been doing so much research about gut health, and this is something new that I learned. Okay, you learn something new every day. I didn't even know what polyphenols were, okay? Let me read the exact definition. Polyphenols are plant compounds that beneficial gut bacteria loves. So the first thing I did is research which foods are rich in polyphenols. You're talking things like berries, green tea, olives, red grapes is another one. So making sure that you are eating a lot of these polyphenol-rich foods is going to provide your gut with that good bacteria that your gut loves to help reduce inflammation. I mean, this one is easy for me because your girl loves olives and I do love grapes. So I feel like this is an easy one for a lot of us to be able to include into our diet. All right, this next one I know is going to be a little controversial because I know a lot of people love their drinking, so they don't want to hear nothing negative about it. But the truth is that excess alcohol consumption does disrupt your intestinal lining and causes inflammation. It also disrupts good gut bacteria. Now, this is not to say that if you have 1 or 2 drinks, it is going to be the end of the world for your gut, but I would say regular consumption is definitely not doing anything good, and if anything is damaging your gut health. So you definitely want to limit alcohol. You don't need to cut it out completely if you don't want to, but of course, the more you limit it and the less you consume, the better. This next one, limit processed foods. Now, I know this might seem like a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't realize why processed foods is not good. Processed foods tend to have added sugar and added ingredients, and all of those added ingredients and all that added sugar in the junky processed food is just going to feed that harmful bacteria in your gut. They love it. They feed on it. You don't want to feed them, okay? You want to nourish the good bacteria and not feed the harmful bacteria. Focusing on eating whole foods and nourishing foods is going to help feed that good bacteria in your gut. So you definitely want to limit that processed food and processed sugar. It's no question that whole foods is just better. They contain fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that are good for your gut bacteria. Processed food is always going to have additives, artificial sweeteners, preservatives, like I said, added sugar that is just going to contribute to feeding that harmful bacteria. So limit it. Like as much as you can, cut it out. Your day should consist of about 80 to 90% whole foods. You do that and you're good. This next one right here, eat a variety of fiber-rich foods. Fiber is the primary fuel for your gut bacteria. Different types of fiber feed different microbes, so this is going to help your microbiome stay diverse and resilient. You want to make sure you're getting both soluble and insoluble fiber. I'm going to share different examples of both. So things like fruits, vegetables, legumes, beans, whole grains, seeds, making sure that you're getting a variety and not just the same sort of fiber every single day. It's important to get that diversity, that variety of fiber-rich food. Soluble fiber feeds good bacteria and insoluble fiber keeps your digestive system moving. This next one right here is so underrated. This is something I didn't even realize was so important, and it is chewing your food thoroughly. You're probably thinking, how is that relevant? Like, why would how you chew your food matter for your gut health? Making sure you chew your food thoroughly breaks it down into smaller particles so that your gut can actually digest the food easier and also absorb the nutrients in it way easier as well. Also, chewing your food stimulates digestive enzymes, so this is going to help signal to your gut to start efficient digestion. I didn't even realize how important this was, but if you're not chewing your food properly, your gut's not not going to get a proper signal to be able to prepare for efficient digestion. This next one right here, limit antibiotic use. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not one of those people that is like full anti-medication. I believe there's a place and time for modern medicine. I'm very thankful for modern medicine. There's a lot of times when we need it, but I do think that antibiotics are heavily overused. People tend to just take it anytime they're sick and just overuse it when it's completely not necessary. You want to give your body a chance to fight something before you just shove antibiotics down your throat. The way antibiotics work, they get rid of harmful bacteria, but along the process, a lot of the times they get rid of the beneficial bacteria as well. So your gut is usually a mess after taking antibiotics. So if you are taking that on a regular basis or every time you're sick a couple times a year, just imagine the damage that's done to your gut health. I mean, it's gotten to the point where antibiotics is so overused that I was at urgent care just about a couple months ago and they literally have a pamphlet discussing the overuse of antibiotics because it has just become so overused and it's destroying people's gut. I have taken antibiotics before. I took it about almost a year ago because I had a really bad ear infection and it just would not go away. But before that, I hadn't taken antibiotics in years. The point is, if you are sick, give your body a chance to go through it. And sometimes antibiotics are necessary. And if you do need to take antibiotics, I heavily recommend following up with a probiotic-rich diet. So after you're finished taking the antibiotics, consume things like kefir, Greek yogurt is great. Any food that is probiotic-rich is going to help feed that good bacteria in your gut again to help repair it. Because yeah, taking antibiotics does damage your gut a little bit. This next one right here is something I need to get better at, and it is eat fermented foods. Fermented foods contain live bacteria that is so beneficial for your gut. Like I just mentioned before, after you finish up a round of antibiotics, you want to consume probiotic-rich foods. So that includes fermented foods. These fermented foods, they just colonize your gut and improve your digestion, okay? So examples of fermented food, yogurt, sauerkraut, kefir, kimchi, kombucha, all really good options. And to be honest with you, I need to get better at consuming those foods, except for yogurt. I do get a good amount of yogurt in my diet, but you want to get a variety. I got to get better at it. I'm probably going to try some kombucha. Let me know in the comments if you have a favorite kombucha that you just absolutely love. Let me know. So your girl's got to get a little better at consuming some fermented foods. Also, a really good point is when you are looking for those fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, kombucha, whatever, try to look for raw and unpasteurized because that pasteurization process kills the good bacteria, okay? I understand that a lot of companies pasteurize their food, but they don't realize that you're killing the good bacteria in the process of that pasteurization. So try to choose unpasteurized raw versions if you can find them. Now, you think gut health and you automatically think probiotics, which is super important, but a lot of people don't realize how important it is to consume prebiotics as well. So think onions, leeks, bananas, asparagus, all have good prebiotics that help feed the good bacteria in your gut. So when you want to work on your gut health, yes, it is important to consume kombucha, kimchi, kefir, yogurt. Well, you also want to get those prebiotics in by getting your bananas, leeks, asparagus, garlic, onion. That way you're giving your gut a good amount of diversity of both probiotics and prebiotics. More movement. This is something new that I learned, is the connection between movement and your gut. Moving more improves your gut microbiome diversity, so it's going to help your gut health tremendously. A lot of people think exercise and they think staying fit, looking good, and they don't really correlate to gut health, but it really does help improve your gut. So you want to aim to get some sort of physical activity. I always tell people to find something that you love to do. Don't try to force yourself to be a gym girl if you're not a gym girl, okay? I tried to force myself that years ago and it's the worst. It's like torture. You'll stick to it for 2-3 weeks and then you'll stop completely. Instead, the best thing to do is to find some sort of physical activity that you personally love. For me, that is walking. I also love sprinting. I love going on hikes. It could be basketball. It could be swimming. It could be pickleball. It could be anything. Exercising doesn't mean your traditional running on a treadmill or weightlifting. It could be anything that your body is literally moving. You could do it, okay? You could jump on a trampoline. You could do basketball. Pick what suits your personality and what you like. And as long as you're moving your body, you're helping your gut health. This next one right here, embrace resistant starch. So I didn't realize this, but resistant starch is actually very beneficial to help feed the good bacteria in your gut. So things like cooking rice, pasta, potatoes, and cooling them and then eating them cooled. A really good recipe for this is overnight oats. That's something that you make and keep in the fridge and it is cooled and helps create that resistant starch. Potato salad is another good one, or any chilled rice dish is really going to help feed that good bacteria. This one is pretty underrated and a lot of people don't realize how much sleep impacts everything. Like it impacts everything throughout your day, but especially your gut health. It's not something you would connect. You might not think that sleep would affect your gut health at all, but it does. Gut health and sleep are very closely connected. Poor sleep can reduce beneficial gut bacteria and increase inflammation. You want to make sure you're aiming for 7 to 10 hours. If you are a female, that 9 to 10 hour mark is going to be key for us, especially because of our cycle and our hormones. We need a little bit more sleep than men. So don't just follow that 7 to 8 hour recommendation. That typically falls for men. If you're a woman, definitely try to get at least 9 to 10 hours. And maintaining a consistent sleep schedule also is important for your microbiome. You want to make sure you're consistently getting that 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. This next one is eat during daylight hours. Now you might be thinking, why does that matter? But your gut has a clock too. Eating during the day helps to keep your digestive system in rhythm. Late night snacking can just confuse your gut microbiome. I know it can be easy to just sit on the couch, it's 9 p.m. and you're just late night snacking, but try to keep your eating consistent and keep it on a schedule and only eat during the daytime. This also helps you to intermittent fast a little bit. Not a lot. I'm actually not a huge fan of intermittent fasting for too long, but a small window of 12 to 13 hours of intermittent fasting is actually very beneficial for your gut. So if you are only eating throughout the day, you're naturally just going to fast without even realizing it. For example, my last meal for the day is usually about 7:30, and I don't really eat until about 8:30 a.m. the next day. So without even realizing it and without even being too focused and conscious of it, I'm automatically fasting right there for 13 hours, which is extremely beneficial for your gut. This next one right here, a lot of people talk about consuming a fiber-rich diet, but people don't talk about making sure that you are getting adequate hydration along with it. A lot of people know how important it is to drink water for your skin, for so many other things, right? But they don't realize how much it's actually impacting your gut. In order for your body to properly digest fiber and have it move through your digestive tract, you need to be properly hydrated. So making sure you're drinking plenty of water through the day. Now, the amount of water that someone needs, it really just depends on your activity level, the climate where you live. Is it extremely hot? There's so many different factors, but you just want to make sure you're drinking enough for you personally. Water also helps the mucosal lining of your intestines, which a lot of people don't realize that, and that's something new that I learned as well. I know water can feel boring, and a lot of the times you actually need electrolytes for your body to actually properly absorb the hydration. So one of my new favorite things is making sure I'm drinking electrolytes every single day. They usually have magnesium, potassium, so they've just become my new favorite way to hydrate myself. I usually have one a day and then regular water for the rest of the day. This isn't sponsored, but my favorite is Instant Hydration. I will leave my link down below. I think I have a discount for y'all. I'll leave that in the description box. But drinking electrolytes makes it fun. It's like a cute little drink. It's colorful. It tastes good, helps make it fun. This is another one that a lot of people underestimate the importance of, and it is managing your stress. Being in stressful situations for a long period of time is going to affect your beneficial gut bacteria. It also improves your chances of having leaky gut, okay, which is not fun. Doing things like meditation that include deep breathing, yoga, going for walks in nature, anything you can do personally that you find lowers your stress and keeps you calm and just works as an outlet for you is going to be super important. Again, this is something a lot of people just underestimate the importance of. If you are in chronically stressful situations for a long period of time, it's going to affect your mood, your gut health. It has a really huge trickle effect. I am a busy mom, okay, and a lot of us moms out there are in stressful situations almost every single day, especially for those of us who have little ones that have a hard time managing their emotions. It can be stressful sometimes, okay? I understand. So even just taking 5 minutes of your day to breathe and be in nature or do whatever it feels like. For me, being in nature just really like centers me. I can't explain it, but it gives me such a calming, centering feeling. So sometimes just taking 5 minutes to be in the fresh air and letting the fresh air hit me and do some deep breathing, that's it. That's all you need sometimes is that 5 minutes to help reset your stress levels, bring down those cortisol levels so that you're not in a chronically stressed situation 24/7 months on end. And this also goes for people who are maybe studying for a really big exam and they're just like studying on, constantly 24/7. Any sort of stressful situation for a long period of time is going to affect your gut. So try to take 5 to 10 minutes a day to just breathe or do any sort of practices like yoga, meditation, long walks, anything that is going to help bring down your stress levels.